In Part 3 of Chapter 22, we will prepare a selling and administrative budget for Miles Manufacturing. The selling and administrative budget is generally based on the number of units that the firm sells, not the number of units that are produced during each month. So we have to go back to the sales budget that we prepared in Part 1 to find out how many units the firm expects to sell in each month. The variable selling expense at Miles Manufacturing is 25 cents per unit. That would probably be a sales commission on their product. In January, we take the number of units that the firm expects to sell, multiply it by 25 cents of variable selling expense per unit to get the total variable selling expense for the period. And we do the same thing in February, and we do the same thing in March. Remember that selling and administrative costs are period expenses, not product expenses. So their cost needs to be matched against the sales revenue that's generated in each. Once we have the variable selling expense, somebody needs to tell us the fixed selling expense. For this firm, it's $6,480 each month. That probably includes the fixed portion of the sales team's salaries, their secretaries, depreciation on their computers, and their cars if they use them for work, as well as rent on the sales offices. So we can add that fixed selling cost to the variable selling cost in January and in February and in March. Finally, we have administrative expenses. These are almost always fixed. In this case, $15,460 per month. And this represents top management salaries, the rent on the corporate office buildings, the administrative services that secretaries provide, life insurance on the CEO, and any other administrative costs. We can add that amount to the selling expenses in January to get our budgeted total operating expenses, and in February and in March. Altogether, the selling and administrative budget tells us how many dollars the firm needs each period in order to cover its selling and administrative costs. This is the end of Part 3. In Part 4, we will be preparing a cash budget and the budgeted financial statements.